Hi everyone, welcome to Astro Secrets. So yesterday we covered a detailed analysis by analyzing the chart, Lagna chart, which is D1 that I have on the left hand side, and Navamsa chart D9, which is on the right hand side. There is one crucial element that I have received in the comment, which is about considering the Bhav Chalit, right? So what does it mean exactly? So if we want to decipher dasha, antardasa, pratyantardasa impact on individual's life, then we have to consider the Bhav Chalit chart as well. So nowadays you'll be able to directly get all this information. So you will be able to get the Bhav Chalit chart directly, where planetary movement also will be denoted, and therefore it will be very much easier for you to decipher if a planet is moving from one house to another. Okay, so in Lagna, uh, let's say Sun and Venus are there in the first sign, but it might be in the Chalit chart, it might be different. Let's say one planet is moving into the from first house to second house, right? So to clarify this point, I will just take an example. Okay. So here on the screen you have, let's say, ascendant. I had mentioned roughly around 10 degrees, so I'm taking just an example and precisely to prove how the Bhav Chalit overall works. Okay. So if we take a look at the ascendant, it is at 10 degree 8 minutes and 55 seconds, right? This is the center point from where all the other rashis basically are calculated, okay, or zodiac signs in English terms. So you will also have a kind of Bhav Chalit chart from where you can get this information. But let's say this is the ascendant point. This point is taken as mid Bhav. Okay. Now what we need to do is, like, if you consider overall each house, because there are 12 houses in total, 30 degrees is apportioned to each house. Okay. So if we want to calculate, like if this is for first house, 10 degrees is the midpoint. Okay. Let's suppose I'm drawing it. Let's say this is my 10 degrees 8 minutes 55 seconds is the midpoint. I need to go back and calculate what is so let's say here it will be kind of 15 degrees, and on one side 15 degrees. This is the span of my first house, right? So first house is what? Aries, right? If I want to calculate the first house span, so on this side, so this is the first house, on this side I have to add basically, and on this side I have to remove 15 degrees. Okay, so here if this is the midpoint, if I, let's say, remove 15 degrees, then the first house, so this midpoint is Aries, the first house will have started at 23 degrees 24 minutes 44 seconds, right? This precisely is there in the chart itself. You don't need to go about the calculation. You don't need to do any kind of analysis or any calculation on this part. You can get it right away from the Bhav Chalit chart. Okay. On let's say, so this is my 12th sign, because the mid bhav is first sign itself. I will just let me remove it. This is my first sign. Okay, so if I add 15 degrees, okay, it will go to, let's say, 23 degrees 24 minutes and 44 seconds. Okay, that is what you get in the Bhav Chalit chart as well, right? So if you take a look at the first house, bhav begins at Pisces sign itself, okay, which is around 23 degrees 24 minutes 44 seconds. Mid bhav, which is the ascendant, it will not change, right? If first is mentioned here, it will not change. Rest of the houses, there it might differ, but this will be fixed. So mid bhav from here, it's taken as a central point, and then you calculate. Now if we have to take a look at the planets also, if you take a look at precisely the Venus here, okay, Venus is at 23 degrees 37 minutes and 53 seconds, right? And if you take a look at the second house, the bhav, bhav you can also write as house. If you take a look at second house Rasi itself is starting from, let's say, Aries, 23 degrees, right? Aries itself, so here we had the 12th sign. Here is still till 30 degrees you will have Aries sign only, okay? So this will again further in the second house, this will again go till 30 degrees, okay? 30 degrees you will have Aries. After Aries, then you will have Taurus, okay? I hope this is clear, okay? So Aries sign till 23, 24, 44, it is the first bhav, first house itself, okay? But then after this point, we have the second, okay? Second house, that is starting from this point onwards. So if we take a look at Venus precisely, Venus, if we calculate, Venus is falling somewhere around here, okay? Somewhere around here. Now, because it is at 23 degrees, 37 minutes, 53 seconds, which is greater than the first house expands. First house is starting from 23 degrees, 24 minutes and 44 seconds, and it is going till 23 degrees, 24 minutes and 44 seconds only, right? So in that case, how do we consider? How will Venus impact this Kundli? Venus will not show effect in the first sign, first house basically. It will give the result in second house, okay? So Venus will move here. So whenever we are calculating the impact on the overall Kundli, we have to consider a conjunction of Jupiter plus Mercury plus Venus. All three combined will give an effect on the second house. Okay, second house is with respect to wealth, right? And also this conjunction is kind of making a yoga, which is also, you can search about it. This is called Saraswati yoga, right? So this particular point was not covered. I just wanted to quickly tell you a little bit about it. Ideally, the first detailed video, I wanted to keep it under 30 minutes. We try to cover all the points that could be possible, primarily from a planetary perspective, whether it will give good results, bad results. In this particular case, now that Venus is moving from the first house to second house, because the territory of first house itself is not there where Venus is. So we'll have to consider Venus in the second house itself, and then accordingly predict the happenings for this sample Kundli. Okay. There are other cases as well. I will take an example. Maybe I will pick up something recent, let's say a child born today and how the Kundli will impact in further videos, but this is just for an example. Okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot for watching. If you like this explanation, please do subscribe to the channel for more videos that I will be explaining. Do like, leave a comment if you want something to be covered. Thank you. Thanks a lot.